Welcome back to B&B for Phone, your number one stop for all the juiciest, most dramatic soap opera breakdowns on the internet. Grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's talk about the absolute earthquake that is about to hit Forrester Creations. We have some massive, jaw-dropping spoilers to discuss today, and I am honestly still trying to wrap my head around the sheer scale of the betrayal we are about to witness. Settle in, because it is going to be a massive shock for Steffy, Ridge, and Brooke when they finally learn that Hope is officially resigning from Forrester Creations to work for Logan. Let's break down exactly how this incredibly explosive storyline is unfolding on The Bold and the Beautiful. As viewers already know, the rumors and the temptations have been swirling for weeks, but here is the ultimate news. Hope has actually done it. She has secretly signed a contract with Katie's new fashion house, Logan. Can you believe it? The ink is completely dry on the paper. However, she has not officially resigned from Forrester Creations yet. The most agonizing part of this entire situation is that Hope now has the terrifying task of formally announcing her resignation, packing up her office, and handing over the massive legacy of Hope for the Future to transition over to Forrester. And let's be honest, keeping a secret of this magnitude in a building where people literally eavesdrop on every conversation is a ticking time bomb. But here's the surprise that makes this situation so incredibly tragic and ironic. While Hope is sitting on this massive secret, Brooke is running around Forrester Creations completely oblivious and riding high on false confidence. Brooke is actually incredibly excited, pulling Hope aside to enthusiastically tell her that Steffy will be providing a definitive timeline next week regarding the company's structure. Brooke genuinely believes she has won the war. She thinks her master plan is falling perfectly into place. But for Hope, hearing her mother's excitement is like a knife to the chest because it is simply too late. The legal documents have already been signed. She is legally bound to work for Logan. Hope is forced to look her mother in the eye and carefully explain that she is going to take a pause from Forrester Creations. She tells Brooke that she needs to figure out her career path and establish her own independent direction at this new company. And of course, when Hope finally drops the absolute bombshell that she has already signed a binding contract with Katie's company, it is going to be a catastrophic shock for Brooke. I mean, just imagine the look of pure devastation on Brooke's face. That is going to be television gold, and I absolutely cannot wait to see it. Let's dive into the deep psychological analysis of why this is such a monumental disaster for Brooke Logan. We have to remember exactly what Brooke has been doing behind the scenes over the past few days. Brooke literally made a seductive, highly manipulative offer to Ridge to replace Steffy as the co-CEO of Forrester Creations. Brooke put her relationship, her dignity, and her family standing on the line, all under the justification that she needed to protect Hope and the Hope for the Future line from Steffy's mistreatment. Brooke went to war for her daughter. So, how is Brooke going to feel when she realizes that while she was busy seducing Ridge to stage a corporate coup, her daughter was secretly signing her life away to Brooke's own sister? Brooke is going to feel utterly humiliated. Her entire power play against Steffy is now completely pointless. She will look like an absolute fool in front of Ridge, and the betrayal she will feel toward both Hope and Katie will be astronomical. And speaking of Katie, we have to talk about the sheer ruthlessness of Katie Logan Spencer. I have to admit, I have a massive soft spot for Katie finally stepping out of Brooke's shadow and playing the corporate villain. Donna explicitly warned Katie that poaching Hope would ignite a severe family feud, but Katie coldly brushed it off, claiming that business is business. That's crazy. Katie knew exactly what she was doing. She knew she was stealing Brooke's most prized possession, both personally and professionally. Katie is using Hope as the ultimate weapon to establish the Logan fashion house as a legitimate rival to Forrester Creations. The psychological warfare here is brilliant. Katie is tired of being the forgotten Logan's sister, and this plot twist proves she is ready to burn the family tree to the ground to build her empire. Now, let's analyze Hope's mindset in all of this. Why did she actually sign those papers? For years, Hope has been the quintessential good girl, deeply tied to the Forrester legacy and constantly seeking approval. Liam has been aggressively pressuring her to jump ship, arguing that she has a brighter future away from Steffy's constant bullying. While Hope initially resisted Liam's demands, the psychological toll of fighting for hope for the future has clearly broken her. This isn't just a career move. This is Hope desperately trying to reclaim her identity. She is exhausted by the slow-paced plot of her own life, where she is always the victim of Steffy's executive decisions. By secretly signing with Logan, Hope is taking a massive, rebellious step toward true independence. But I have to ask, is she truly independent, or has she just traded Steffy's control for Katie's control? Of course, Hope cannot hide this from the Forrester executives forever. She is going to have to relay this exact same devastating information to Steffy and Ridge. Let's picture that boardroom scene for a moment. Hope walking in, standing before Ridge and Steffy, and announcing that she is taking her talents to a direct rival. Ridge's reaction is going to be incredibly complex. On one hand, Ridge has been sweating bullets over Brooke's demand to fire Steffy and make Brooke co-CEO. Ridge was deeply uncomfortable with that idea. When Hope quits, Ridge is suddenly off the hook. He doesn't have to betray his daughter Steffy anymore because the primary reason for Brooke's power grab just walked out the door. However, as a businessman, Ridge is going to be absolutely furious that Katie managed to poach his lead designer right out from under his nose. And then we have Steffy Forrester Finnegan. Oh, the suspense of waiting for Steffy's reaction is killing me. Steffy's response is going to be a massive contradiction of emotions. On a personal level, Steffy despises the Logans and has been looking for a reason to cut funding to Hope for the future for months. In a way, Hope leaving is Steffy's ultimate dream come true. She finally gets the Forrester building all to herself without a Logan taking up her showroom space. But on a professional level, Steffy is a fiercely competitive CEO. Losing a massive demographic to a brand new rival company run by Katie Logan is a huge blow to her ego and her bottom line. Steffy is going to absolutely blow her top when she realizes the level of corporate espionage that has been happening right under her nose. Furthermore, we have to consider how this massive departure affects the rest of the canvas. Forrester Creations is already a complete mess right now. We have Ivy Forrester's manipulative schemes blowing up Will and R. Jay getting into physical fights in the office over Elektra, and Steffy constantly putting out fires. The company is bleeding stability. When Hope leaves, it creates a massive power vacuum. Who are the successor characters that will step up to fill the void left by Hope for the future? Will Steffy hire replacement actors or new designers to take over the youth demographic? Or will R, Jay, and Elektra be forced to carry the entire weight of the company's future on their young shoulders? Let's throw some fan theories into the mix. A lot of viewers are speculating that Hope's transition to Logan is not going to be the fairy tale Liam promised her. Liam thinks he has won this battle, but he might have just pushed Hope into a highly toxic corporate war zone. Katie might prove to be a much more demanding and ruthless boss than Steffy ever was. Plus, what happens to the actual designs? Does Forrester Creations own the rights to the Hope for the Future name? Are we going to see a massive legal battle where Steffy refuses to let Hope take her brand name to Logan? That would be an incredible plot twist that would tie up the courts for months. In the end, this storyline is fundamentally about family loyalty versus personal ambition. The Logan sisters have survived a lot of drama over the decades, from stolen husbands to medical emergencies, but business has a way of turning blood into poison. Brooke will never forgive Katie for this intentional sabotage, and she might not easily forgive Hope for the deception either. The fallout from this single signature on a contract is going to radiate through every single relationship in Los Angeles. We are strapping in for one of the most emotional, high-stakes family feuds in the history of the show, and I am here for every single second of it. Let me know in the comments below, do you think Hope made the right choice, or is she making the biggest mistake of her life?
What do you guys think about today's drama? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for your daily dose of bold and beautiful news. See you in the next video.